Good morning, Sleepyheads. This is Sleepyhead with a Halo Infinite news video for you all. The Xbox Game Showcase has wrapped up about 10 minutes ago before I started recording this, and I am so hyped. If you haven't seen the Halo Infinite gameplay review, it'll play in the background with no audio, and I'll leave the link to the actual video in the description down below. If we could get, I don't know, 10 likes on this video, that would be appreciated. And if we've made it past that goal, what's stopping you from liking the video? Help me out a little, man. Anyways, there's a lot to see in the Halo Infinite gameplay reveal. Some of those things being a grappling hook and that, I don't know, the campaign is open world. I'll chop up the gameplay to showcase new things to look at and put up images and videos of new info to take in. There were also some things posted on Twitter that we'll look into later in this video. If you haven't already, subscribe for more Halo Infinite news and content. Now let's hop straight into this video. What we are first introduced with here is the startup screen for the demo. Whoa, wait. The demo? We could possibly get a demo to try out Halo Infinite later this year. However, this could also not be the case, and they may just have a demo specifically to showcase the campaign at this event. Guess what's making a comeback? I mean, obviously the Chief is coming back, but what do you think I'm thinking of? I'll give you a hint. Any guesses? The OG shield recharge sound is making a comeback. Here, listen to this. Listen to this comparison from Combat Evolved real quick. Ooh. Ah, man. That is so nostalgic. Now listen to this poo from Halo 5. I mean, it's okay, but that old regen sound, it's such a small thing, but dang. Okay, anyways, on to the rest of the video. Here we can see the player pull up their map. This is just a glimpse of what we'll get we can see that some locations are walled off. For example, on the right of the red icon here, we can see some sort of wall dividing the land. On the top left, we have 3 tabs: the attack map, which is what we're looking at, upgrades, and a database. Upgrades are not something we've seen before in Halo. However, in other open world games like Borderlands as an example, there are skill trees that allow you to upgrade and make your character stronger. Something we have seen in Halo, however, is equipment. We've seen classic things like an overshield or camouflage. Newer things like in Halo 3 granted us bubble shields, grav lifts, power drains, and even trip mines. We've also seen things called armor abilities in Halo Reach. Things like holograms, jetpacks, sprinting, armor lock, and more were available to us as players. What could this upgrade tab have? The database, I'm assuming, would hold items throughout the game that contain lore relating to the story and the Halo universe at large. For example, there are data pads you can find throughout most, if not all, of the Halo games. For a split second, there are extra markers on the map. I'm not sure what some of these things can mean, but I'll give it my best shot. These blue icons can be like settlements or bases in Halo Infinite. One base is called Echo Base and the other base is Golf Base. This icon here is shaped like a reticle, so these could be high priority targets or special targets. For example, this one here says the person we're attacking here is Okro Bagadoon. It appears that we'll be able to perform rescue missions. From the top left, an icon reads Marine Rescue K. Maybe we will require extra troops to perform some sort of raids at highly fortified locations. That brings me to the next icon, which is a lock. These may be the highly fortified locations that we can access only after rescuing a certain amount of Marines. Green Spire here may be a fort or an outpost that we can attack, and these 3 icons that surround the player on the map are AA guns, which is the main objective to take out during this part of the campaign currently. When going over the gun battery, we can see 4 icons to the right of it appear. I believe the first icon represents how much potential XP you can get for upgrading. The second icon can represent the difficulty of the players, for this is an icon that Halo players should feel familiar with. The last 2 icons, I'm not sure what they could be. I feel like the last icon could be like a walkie-talkie or a datapad for lore, but I'm not completely sure. Feel free to tell me what you think what these symbols can mean in the comments. The player goes to pick up a new gun called the Commando here. There will probably be an assortment of new weaponry in Halo Infinite as well as returning weapons. At this point in the video, a new piece of equipment called a drop wall will be used and the player will demonstrate how you can use it. We also caught a glimpse of being able to use fusion coils with weapons. Pause. Look at how sick this is. We get to use a grappling hook to grab enemies in this game.
This is the end.
I thought the elite threw the grunt here in the scene, but the grunt just jumps on his own. I've never seen anything like it. The grappling hook can also be used to help us in traversing terrain as shown here. So now we know of 2 uses for the grappling hook. This is the last use we see of the grappling hook. The player grabs the fusion coil and uses it against the enemy mounted on the turret. At the end of the demo, we're introduced to Brute War Chief Escharum, who has led the Banished to victory over the UNSC's forces and taken control of a Halo ring.
The UNSC lost this war months ago. Your people are broken, scattered, hunted, defeated by me. I wish I could tell you it was difficult, but it wasn't. We are one step ahead, always. The ring is already under our control. Soon, the auditorium as well. The Harbinger and the Banished share the same goal. We fight together to honor the will of Atriox. Without challenge, I grew weary, lost, alone. But here you now stand. This is my last fight, a true test of legends. Our story outlive us both. Set a fire in your heart, Spartan. Bare your fangs. Fight hard. Die well.
A whole Halo article was posted by 343 Industries after the Xbox event. We'll go focus on the highlights from that article right now. Enter the Banished. Our campaign demo takes place several hours into the story of Halo Infinite, joining the Master Chief and the pilot as the Pelican comes under fire from enemy anti-air encampments. While the discovery of the Master Chief floating in space initially brought hope, the situation has gone from bad to worse as they find themselves being pursued by the Banished. We're introduced to a new Brute War Chief, Escharum, who has led the Banished to victory over the UNSC's forces and taken control of a Halo ring. While Chief is no stranger to battling against the Brutes, this is his first time facing the Banished and his most formidable opponent yet. Our narrative team is crafting a story that will be entertaining and exciting for all players, so don't worry if you're new to the Halo universe or have no idea who the Banished are. From the beginning, our vision for Halo Infinite's spiritual reboot was to create a story and experience that's inviting to new players and welcomes them to fall in love with Halo the same way many of us did years ago without any prior knowledge required. Meanwhile, longtime fans will also pick up with the continuation of the events of Halo 5 Guardians and be rewarded with new mysteries to unravel. This carefully crafted narrative will be a great way for new players and fans alike to experience the Master Chief's story. I've heard bits and pieces about the Banished from just reading things on Twitter, hearing things from a friend that is super into Halo. But I've heard that they came from Halo Wars 2 and that they may have been the main antagonists of that game. And I never played any of the Halo Wars, but they seem like an interesting enemy. When I first stepped out onto the ring and Halo Combat Evolved all those years ago, I was transported and immersed in a mysterious, awe-inspiring alien world extending into the sky. It was a truly magical experience, and even if the technology of the time limited the extent to which we could traverse the world, with Halo Infinite, we're now able to give players more freedom than ever before to explore a sprawling Halo ring. This demo shows off just a small section of the open and expansive world we've created to deliver an epic Master Chief experience. The scale of the environment accessible to players is several times larger than that of the last two Halo games combined, with opportunities to discover hidden rewards and assault banished fortifications in brand new ways. Earlier on in the video, when I was talking about the TAC map, I talked about how this wall was dividing the map and how we may have not been able to access that area, but according to this article, the environment is larger than the last two Halos, Halo 4 and Halo 5. That is insane. Halo has always been defined by its sandbox, the collection of weapons, vehicles, and characters that fuel emergent gameplay and freeform encounters throughout the campaign. In Halo Infinite, the team is building on the legacy of this iconic sandbox while evolving and infusing it with new offerings. The campaign demo showcases two pieces of new equipment that the Master Chief will be able to deploy on the battlefield: a portable shield and a grappling hook. The drop wall is a fast deploying cover that can be used to fend off enemy fire or even deflect a grenade, as we saw in the demo. The grapple shot opens up new traversal options while also providing new ways to engage enemies. Get up close and personal by grappling into an enemy for a satisfying melee, pull a fusion coil to yourself and throw it at your target, or grapple to a ledge to rain fire on enemies below. This new equipment, along with various new weapons, open up more freedom and flexibility for players to showcase their own playstyles. And yes, these new additions to the sandbox will also carry over to multiplayer. However, they'll function a bit differently as equipment items that can be picked up on the map. We look forward to talking more about multiplayer details soon. I wonder how many equipment items they're planning to add. So it doesn't seem like they're bringing back armor abilities, but rather to have these as items you can pick up, similar to Halo 3. Late last year we launched Halo, the Master Chief Collection on PC, and at the time we hoped the Halo community would join us on the journey to this new platform. You have blown us away with your support, and I'm very excited that Halo Infinite will be available on Windows 10, Xbox Game Pass for PC, and Steam, in addition to the Xbox Series X and Xbox One family of devices. A dedicated team at 343 is focusing on ensuring Halo Infinite offers a best-in-class experience optimized for the PC platform. We'll be sharing more specifics as we get closer to launch, so stay tuned for more info on specs, special PC features, and more. Personally, I don't feel too affected by this. I'm not a PC player myself, or at least a regular PC player myself. I'm kind of a bot on PC, yeah. I just have free games. It's cool what they're doing. You know what I actually like? Their Xbox's smart delivery thing. That's always being talked about with this Xbox Series X that's coming. So I could buy Halo on my Xbox One X right now, and then get Halo again for free on the Xbox Series X if I ever decide to upgrade. And I feel like that's a great thing. Who wouldn't want that? You don't have to pay extra money to buy the same game. When we first revealed Halo Infinite back in 2018, I spoke of our ambitions to kick off an early flighting program to bring the community along on our development journey. The Halo Insider program and public flights have been instrumental in bringing the titles in Halo the Master Chief Collection to PC, providing critical feedback and input to help shape the best possible experience. With Halo Infinite, we are also committed to building the game in partnership with our community, but given the unprecedented challenges of this year, we're not quite where we expected to be in the terms of broader public flighting. While not the full program we had envisioned, we have been working very closely with the community on nearly every facet of the project. From the earliest planning where we focused on broad feedback around art style and story to actual hands-on playtesting and focused feedback from confidential groups of community representatives over the past 2 years. Halo Infinite is being created in partnership with the community. The team is still working and assessing options for broader hands-on opportunities before launch, and we'll share an update when we can. But this process doesn't stop with launch. In fact, in many ways, feedback and community flooding will be even more important after launch as we partner together to continually evolve and update the game into the future. I think it's great that 343 is trying really hard to work closely with the community. They've received, from at least what I've seen, a lot of backlash from the community over the couple of years that they've been here in replacement of Bungie. They're trying really hard to make this a good game, and I really do hope that it's a good and successful game. Thank you for coming with us on this epic Halo Infinite journey, and we hope everyone enjoyed today's campaign demo. We will be back soon with more news, including our first details on multiplayer. We're in the home stretch now, and the team is working hard to put all the pieces together and polish the game while still navigating unprecedented challenges in our personal and professional lives. There's a lot of work to be done, but I'm so proud of how much the team has accomplished, the tremendous progress being made every day. We appreciate your patience and understanding as we focus on the road to the holiday. Seeing our social feeds overwhelmed with hope and excitement is inspiring and further fuels our ambition to deliver the best Halo experience to date. We're incredibly fortunate to have such a long-standing and passionate community, and it's not a responsibility we take lightly. This has been a long journey and one that will continue well beyond launch as we partner together to evolve Halo Infinite over time. Thank you as always for supporting Halo Infinite and 343 Industries. It was an excruciatingly long time for us to be able to show you this demo, and I am excited for our next opportunity to share more with you and eventually set foot on a Halo ring together. Chris, Studio Head, Halo Infinite. I'm most excited about details on multiplayer. I really miss playing custom games in Halo. Custom games are always so fun. Duck Hunt's a classic. Fat Kid's really fun. I can't wait to play some multiplayer in Halo again. Really fun. I hope that it's a good game, and I hope that they know what they're doing. Well, that is all for Halo Infinite news. I'm Sleepyhead. Please hit that like and subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. It would really help me grow. If you feel like I could have done anything else better in this video, please feel free to tell me in the comments. What are some things that you look forward to in Halo Infinite? What are some things that you didn't enjoy seeing about Halo Infinite in the gameplay demos, the trailers, anything? What did you guys like? What did you dislike? What do you hope to see? Yeah, I think we'll just leave it at that. Thank you guys. Goodbye.
I gave E-Man his helmet. I'm the last one out, baby. Let's do this. Oh my god. Yeah.
Yeah!
This is how you start a movie, bro. It's us!